Hi, this is Joseph. Today is Thursday. It's December 5th, 2024. I'm going to do a review on all the trades that I executed with my trade copier service. All these trades are trades that go into my personal MT4 account, and my trade copier copies all of my trades and sends them straight over to all of my subscribers instantly. It copies my entry, my stop loss, my take profit level, everything that I do, even if I make an adjustment to my stop loss or take profit, the trade copier copies that instantly and then updates that information to my subscribers on their platform. So all of my subscribers that have their uh, the trade copier added to their MT4 accounts, they all got these trades. So let's get started. The first trade here on the euro dollar was to the upside. Again, I say this quite a bit. You can pretty much see what I'm looking for or what I'm doing here, but it is basically the same patterns over and over again. I'm looking for, wedge or triangle bottoms and breakouts and double tops and double bottoms and whatever the case might be. If it's an established uptrend, I'm going to be looking for pullbacks. I'm going to be looking for measured move targets to make sure that, if I'm going to get into a trade on a pullback, if I get in a little bit late, let's say I miss the entry, I want to make sure that it's going to continue. So there's a key level of resistance up here. You can see that blue line right there, ran right into it. I took profits just before it, and then we did it again. So I did the same thing all over again. Again, sort of the same pattern, but it was like a pullback and then the same basic setup that you see over here on the first trade. So the first trade here on the euro dollar was 41 pips from the entry to the final target there. It's not double counting or anything. It doesn't matter how many lots I put on the trade copier will always execute what you specify as far as the lot size or the leverage that you want to use. So even if you want to use like a micro, that's okay. It doesn't matter if I'm trading a standard, the trade copier will copy the trade for you and convert it into a micro lot if that's what you specify, if that's what you want, or you can just copy my trades as they are. So the first trade here was 41 pips, and then I got another trade here for 19 pips on this trade. So I earned 60 pips between these two right here, 60 pips between these two trades here on the euro dollar. The next trade here is on the pound dollar. Again, another 5-minute chart. This was a breakout, and this trade, it was just one trade on the pound dollar. So I earned 16 pips on this one. Obviously, I didn't hold on to it. It was running into areas of resistance and measured move targets that I thought would probably hold it up, and that's why when I saw price moving like this, I decided to close out the trade, and then it spiked up one more time. That's one of those exhaustion moves. Sometimes I'm going to be out of the trade, or sometimes that exhaustion move will take it to my measured move target. Today, it did not. So today, I just kind of took it when I got to my measured move target right here, and I was done with the trade, and then it did that and rolled over. I didn't participate in any of the rest of this over here, so it was just one trade on the pound dollar for a total of 16 pips. The next trade I want to show you is on the dollar yen, again, the 5-minute chart. So last night, if you watch this, and I refer to last night being Pacific time. So I'm in California. I'm 3 hours behind New York, in case you're not aware. And so sometimes in the evening, this would be like during the Asian session, I might get a trade. If I see it, I'll take it. If it looks like an easy setup, generally I don't trade during the Asian session, but occasionally I will. But if you're using the trade copier, it doesn't matter. You use the trade copier, you have it on your MT4 platform. Even if you're asleep, if I execute the trade, it will copy the trade for you. So it's like making money while you're sleeping or if you're at work. Obviously, occasionally I'll have a loss. If I have a loss, I can earn it back on the next trade or two. I did not have any losses today. Otherwise, I would show them to you. I don't have a problem showing my losses. It's just sometimes a miscalculation or something. But this trade right here, when I saw this move right here, I think a lot of people that were watching it during the Asian session probably saw the same thing. It looked like a head fake move. All it was just it just kind of blasted straight back up there. It affected some of the yen crosses. And then I could see that all it was doing was testing this area and it was probably going to be a sell opportunity. So I sold it quickly. There was no mistaking in my mind, based on everything over here to the left as well, that that's exactly what we were looking at. We're already in a downtrend. So I was able to take this trade and sell it. That first trade earned me 36 pips on that trade. And then I had another trade over here during the New York session. And with this trade, again, another sell opportunity, kind of the same pattern, but this was obviously a manipulated move right here. It was a 5-minute bar that went straight up. This one took multiple bars, about 30, 35 minutes for it to hit that resistance. We're in a downtrend and I sold it. Basically the same setup in a similar manner. Not exactly. Obviously, I'm looking for specific entries. But the second trade here, I earned 23 pips. So between these two trades on this pair, I earned 59 pips today. The next chart I want to show you is the pound yen. So approximately, it was more or less during the same session, the Asian session here on the pound yen. This is a 5 minute chart. I was able to short this one. So this one, you can see that move right there where I'm moving my cursor, that 5 minute bar. That's the same 5 minute bar on the dollar yen. I did not take that trade. I did not short it. I was already in this trade earlier. This was a really good setup for me. And the first trade right here, I earned sorry, I earned 56 pips on this trade. I did have another trade after I didn't take anything right here because I was obviously trading other pairs. I'll show you in a moment. I was also trading the euro, yen, and the dollar Canadian. It was a busy day. It was a good day. I don't get trades on all the currency pairs every day. That's the other thing. So please keep that in mind. Sometimes I might only have one trade. It just depends. It depends on the day. It depends on the currency. It depends on the setup. It just depends on what's going on. So today was just a busy day. It was a much more busy day than it has been in a while, and I was able to trade the dollar Canadian. So I'll show you that. So I was looking for really good opportunities on the dollar Canadian. So I started to put my focus over there. But this was another trade here, a second trade on the pound yen later in the day. And this trade right here to the upside, I earned 35 pips. So between these two trades today on the pound yen, I earned 91 pips. So here is the euro yen 5 minute chart. Here's the same, basically about the same time that I was taking that trade with the pound yen later in the day. This is pretty much the same setup. So with this one, I earned 39 pips with this one as well. 39 pips, just one trade. I did not trade it over here or any other time. You can see it's a little bit different the way it was moving, even after that spike on the dollar yen. It was pretty different to me, and that's why I selected the pound yen with this first setup prior to that spike, because I thought the pound yen would produce more profits, and it did. So again, just one trade right here with the euro yen, 39 pips. So this is the dollar Canadian. I don't get trades on this one every day. But this one, you can see just how perfect these trades were that set up. There was when they started to either pull back and resume the breakout and the reversal on this one to the upside, the trends were pretty consistent. These are 5 minute bars. And I could see that it was going to be that kind of day. And that's why I started to focus on this one. And I didn't trade multiple opportunities with, like, for example, the euro yen or the pound yen continuously. It was just the choice setups and then I move along, right? It's the best way to do it. I'm not forcing trades. I'm not sitting there staring at one particular currency pair and then hoping for a trade. I'm scanning them and looking for the best setups. So this one again was a breakout. So you can see this one, and then I expected the follow through was going to look like this. Um, this is obviously right. This blue line right here is a area of support on the larger time frames, and I was able to trade it. It didn't clear it. Sometimes it'll go through it. Today it did not, or in this one on this trade it did not. So when it started to pull back and started to go sideways, I closed it about the third bar in, right up there at 1.4014. So my entry was 1.4041. So with this first trade, I earned 27 pips. But then I got a second trade on that reversal, pullback, and then it was starting to break out again right here. Came back and tested this area right here. So these are some of the details I'm looking at. So there's a pullback, and then that's exhaustion move. At that point, it's done, right? It starts to go sideways. So this isn't a sell opportunity. This is the end of that move. This right here is the end of this entire downswing. Well, we get a pullback right here. And this is a pretty significant area. I never really know. And sometimes there's open gaps, as a result of things like this. So I mark them off. And right here, when it pulled back and it kept pulling back right here twice, I could see that. And I figured that this was just a reversal, a pullback, and then it was breaking out of this range right here, a pullback test again, out of the area that it broke out of, but also this area right here, this pullback on this, just prior to this exhaustion move right here. So this was a test. It was just obviously, I mean, it was just hitting me right in the face. So I took the trade, and so this trade, the second trade, I earned 22 pips. So the first trade was 27 pips. This is 22 pips, and I just traded it right back up there to that area of resistance. Not to the tick, but obviously right back up to that area of resistance. So the total profit for the day was 314 pips. So again, I'm not double counting. I'm just showing you the entry from to the final target. Total with all of the trades that I had, uh, one, two, three, four, five, six currency pairs today. I traded six different currency pairs today. I had 314 pips. I didn't have any losses. Again, otherwise I would show you. Losses are just, part of playing the game. I don't have a problem showing my losses. I just didn't have any losses today. My losses are generally small. I'm always using a stop loss. Most of my trades are going to be 2 for 1. Sometimes they're 1 for 1. It just depends on the setup. It depends on where I get into the trade. Um, Most of my trades are going to be during the New York session. Now, I want to stress that I don't always make 300 pips a day. I don't always make 200 pips a day. There are days when I don't make 100 pips a day. Sometimes it's just going to be 40 pips. It just depends on the setup. It depends on me. I mean, I could have a sick day. Maybe I'm just not feeling well. It could be all these little things. So just to let you know, if you're going to be using the trade copier, just anticipate days like that. But if everything's going smooth, I take care of myself. I do this every day. I want more money in my account just like you do. So I generally sit here throughout the New York session. Again, as I mentioned, that sometimes I might see a trade during the Asian session, and if I do, I'll take the trade. If I know that I have the time to be able to manage it, I try not to throw off my sleep schedule. I make sure that I get sleep. Um, so I'm doing everything I need to do to be able to be consistent, is what I'm trying to say. And that's why I do have pretty consistent trading days. But again, just be prepared. Sometimes there's not going to be 6 or 7 or 8 trades. Sometimes there's just going to be one trade or three trades. It just depends on the day. And tomorrow's non-farm payrolls, so I just have absolutely no idea what it's going to turn out to look like. I may only get one trade because it might be one big move and then it stops and then that's the end of it. You've seen those days with non-farm payrolls. Sometimes it'll break out or reverse or just do something dramatic in the first hour or two, and then that's it. It's just going to go sideways. If not, and it trends and it keeps going, I'll try to take as much as I can. I'll look for multiple opportunities if I can. You can select and set up the trade copier so that it only executes one trade at a time for you, and then it won't open up another trade until the first one's closed. So if you don't want multiple trades, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Eventually, when your account grows, or if you want to reduce the lot sizing that you're using, you can cut it in half. If your typical lot size is, let's say, one standard lot, well, then cut it in half or maybe in quarters and just use a quarter of what you would normally use so you can get more trades at a single time and see how that works. Over time, you might see the benefits are much better if you get all of the trades, but you just reduce the lot size, but you're still growing. Again, you can always change the lot size as your account grows. You can change it anytime you want. There's no, it's not set where you cannot change it. You can do anything you want. You can add more money to your account. You can take out money if you want. It does. I don't have anything to do with it. I can't see it. The only thing I can see on my end when you connect your account is that your account is copying my trades. That's the only thing I can see. I can't see your account balance. I don't have access to your trading account. I don't have anything. So all I have is just your username, which is what you create for the trade copier, and that's it. That's not even your username for your trading account. You don't have to give me that. I don't want it. I don't see it. So again, I execute trades on my platform because I'm trading for my own personal account, and you get to copy all of my trades. If you want to do that, you can go to my website. I have a holiday special. It's going to expire at the end of this month. So you can set it up and you can copy all of my trades, just like the ones that you see here. Again, or you can specify and set up the trade copier with the settings so it only takes one trade at a time. It's just all up to you. Or if you don't even like the dollar Canadian, for example, and I'm not saying you do, but let's say if that was the case, you can turn off or select the trade copier to ignore any dollar Canadian trades that I take. Or let's say it's the pound dollar that you don't, I'm sorry, the pound yen that you don't want me to trade. You can do that too. It's a great trade copier. It's a really, really good trade copier. I've been using it for many, many, many years. So again, you can go to my website right now. You can subscribe, and within the hour, you can have the whole thing connected, ready to go, and you get my next trade.